And here we go. Another episode of Cardboard Conversations. Tonight we've got a pretty full setup. MTG Gaming Matt and Bob tonight. How you doing, boys?
I just woke up like 15 minutes ago, but overall, I mean, I had my bowl of cereal and
Cheers
talking
to
some,
that.
some magics. So I'm here.
Feeling pretty good. I just cracked 2 boxes today of Magic. Did picked up an Allosaurus Shepherd and a Ristic Study out of one box, and
Ooh.
I did pick up a Goldspan Dragon out of the Kaldheim box, so it wasn't too bad. And I got the Phyrexian Vorinclex
Oh, very
out of a
nice.
regular draft box. So I was actually happy. I didn't know you could really get those out of a draft box, but glad to know that you can.
Right. It's good to see the addition of some really quality cards like that inside of regular products. They were not, at least at the time, streamlining everything right into the collectors or the value spots and set boxes. I remember getting a showcase foil Triome in Icora in just a draft box. So it's
Nice.
nice to see that, there's good pulls to be had out of those. So good work, Bob. It's nice to, open up a box of Jumpstart and not just for the fun factor, but, the enjoyment of getting good pulls.
Yeah, I kept it in its order, so I'm going to probably order those Cubamajigs and Partamajigs to like try to keep the pack the same and try to have that experience of smashing a couple together and
Nice.
having some fun.
I think Jumpstart's pretty cool. I actually ended up buying a case of it recently.
I think it's a good deal. People are. I said this on Nikachu's stream the other day that when I'm looking at things, I tend not to look at like the newest thing that's obvious and everybody's talking about and it's a hotness, which would be Streets of New Capenna. Everybody's focusing on that. If you're looking for value, look in other directions. Look, flip over the rocks that people aren't necessarily paying attention to.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. There's always good deals out there. If you're a smart shopper, if you're shopping S-Mart, that's definitely the way to do it. I've been picking up those Ikoria blister packs. I found another site selling them. It was actually off of TCG. I found it through somewhere. And still, it's like $23 shipped for a collector's pack of Ikoria. And shit's wild. Way too cheap. Actually, from a site, I think Lance from Cother and Cards, he had sent us to an LGS online. Jumpstart boxes are like $82.99 plus shipping and handling. Out the door. That's a great deal. Hey, Coy, good to see you, man.
We should probably talk about that for Lance. I mean, I like shouting out other people, and if you haven't been over to Cother and Cards, you should. He's got a great community going on there, where you order packs, and we talk a lot about value out of cards. We talk a lot about the financial aspect, the how to make money, and all that good jazz. I don't know that Matt, you're as hip on all that stuff. I think Matt's more of a purist. He's a real gamer. He's a deep down the rabbit hole at heart. I know he recognizes the value of money, but he sees the cards and he truly sees, his first thought isn't, wow, that's $100 card. His first thought is like, that card's garbage or that card's busted. I just know that's how Matt looks at cards. So
I don't think in dollars.
No, I get that, and I love that. I love that there's different people. Nikachu's another one of those that like he recognizes they're valuable, but he's not chasing the dragon, so to speak.
Yeah, and he's not chasing the Goldspan Dragons. You're saying?
Sure, but like Cother and sorry, I'm rambling here.
Go for it.
Yes, he makes a really small margin of profit, and you kind of need to. Because he's buying the supplies to ship things. He's taking the time to do all the ordering and going to the post office and shipping all this stuff out and making sure things are, getting to where they're supposed to be. It's about the experience when you're on there and ordering. So I don't mind paying a small premium to get on Cother and Cards and do some pack battles, do some pack openings. It can even save you from cracking your own boxes. Like you got to scratch that itch instead of cracking a whole collector box of,
Absolutely.
I don't know, Modern Horizons 2. You order 1 or 2 packs from him, satisfied. You know what I mean?
Yep, for sure.
Like a Snickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Snickers. Sometimes you don't want to, bust into that, whole meal that you got frozen in the freezer. You just want a little snack. Slide on over to Cother and Cards. Get yourself a snack pack.
Has anybody else noticed that we're like a staircase here today? Like, you didn't. You did now.
Pat looks so short. He looks like he's like slopping real bad.
And I'm the shortest guy here.
Yeah. Well, if I have my camera up too high, it blocks everything on my TV, so I can't like see you guys and type in a chat. And if I have it like too low off to the side, you see right up my nose. And no matter what, it really shows off my lazy eye. So just trying to, yeah.
Solidarity. How's that?
There you go. We'll come down to your
now
level.
we're staircasing the other direction. Your beard is hidden by your name tag there, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you guys been opening up any of New Capenna? Did you do any pre-release kind of stuff? Any of that jazz?
I haven't yet. I've been meaning to. I just haven't gotten around to going up to the LGS.
Funny enough, I did on Cothern Cards.
Oh,
cool.
There you go. Nice. And what did you get off Lance there? Were you going for collectors or draft packs?
This is gonna wow. It's already getting into my topic of the night, which I kind of wanted to reserve for a little later, but it was a set box, and I got an Anointed Procession, which if you're not familiar, it's about a $40 card.
Yeah,
and I got 2 triomes, so I was happy with it. Yeah. And I'm calling them triomes. I don't care what other people say. You established it in Ikoria. They're triomes. Deal with it.
Yeah, I can't get behind this whole tricycle land thing. I'm just not feeling it. I wish that they stuck with the name or, called them streets. I don't know why they didn't go with like Jetmere Street and call it the fucking streets of New Capenna.
Sure.
Just seemed like some missed opportunity right there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they should have called them triomes and just told people, get over it. It's sort of like, the whole time continuum thing that they get into in movies. Just deal with it.
Yeah, right. Spider-Man went back in time and killed his own grandfather. Okay, that's what happens.
that's I mean, the of this movie. But he's still
Flashpoint paradox. Let's get a little bit geeky right here. That's like a whole thing. When the Flash runs backwards in time so fast that he stops his mother from getting killed, and that like ruins the reality. So like Superman starts killing like prisoners and stuff. Yeah, you just accept that like, okay, they've ruined everything.
So just
imagine trying to look up cards on like MTGO and like Arena and having tried to remember all the stupid original name or the real names of the card for the lands.
I'm just saying they made it easy with triomes to have a recognizable land cycle. Because they say, well, and you'll hear the same idiots say, well, fetch lands don't say fetches on them. Go away. They came up with something quantifiable. It's easy to recognize, and everybody, when you say triome in the Magic world, knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So why back off on that? That was just a dumb decision, in my opinion. Dumb, bad, Watsy. Oh, we just lost our sponsorship.
Yeah.
Dang it.
This show is powered by MTG stocks. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice? Be powered by coffee.
Anything.
Yeah.
Powered by vanilla Coke.
Yeah.
Powered by Cedar Point. America is
brought to you by Sierra Nevada.
They're getting rid of the dragster?
What?
Hey, I didn't hear about it, but dude, if when you go there, it's always like shut down.
That's what people are saying. It's always broken.
It's shut.
So I was told they're getting rid of it.
It's not always just broken. Like they can't run it with high winds.
Oh, and they got that. There was that lady that got injured from it too. I don't remember exactly what happened, but there was a lady that got injured from it. I think there was like a bolt that flew off or something.
Oh, Jesus.
Standard things that should never happen on a roller coaster.
Okay, that's what it is.
5 miles an hour would suck.
Like an amusement park that's falling apart and risking lives of geriatric visitors.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever ridden it though?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's nice to be scared from time to time.
The only frustration that I had with the dragster was that you waited in line for like 2.5 to 3 hours, and then the ride was the ride was literally like 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's true.
It just goes up, spirals down, and it's done. And it goes so fast that it goes even quicker.
It is
like,
over.
Wow.
It's like
that was sick. Yeah, that's basically my experience with really roller coasters nowadays. I used to be a really avid roller coaster rider. Now I don't even want to. I don't even want to go. I don't even want to waste my time standing in line. That sounds like just torture.
I don't mind that as much, but I started getting sick from being on rides, which is really bad for somebody who loves adrenaline. It's like you get old and the body goes, nope. Go after
I don't even know. I don't even know how my body would be. I haven't been on a roller coaster in years.
But if you've never been to Cedar Point, that's an experience. Like seriously, do yourself a favor, and if you've never been up there, it's truly an experience. It is unabashed, just roller coaster after roller coaster after roller coaster. It is not very thematic about anything.
Ooh.
You back, Pat?
Yeah.
Just started losing you.
My internet thinking. It's that end of turn, exile your internet, return it at the end of your turn.
You're echoing pretty hard there.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's not echoing for me.
He was definitely echoing hard for me.
Oh,
you're not echoing.
Huh.
Like, whoa. I do not have Facebook on, so.
You mean YouTube?
Or YouTube. I do have Facebook on. Very good. I'm old. Get off my lawn, damn it.
Get off my lawn. Yeah, as far as Streets of New Capenna, the only thing I've done so far as purchases is concerned is I did do the Secret Lair, Gilded Foil, Atraxa, Brianna, and whoever.
I was thinking about doing
random
that
out of the third one. I got 2 of those because I actually play an Atraxa deck, and the Brianna artifact creature lady, she's a pretty cool planeswalker that I'd like, or not planeswalker, creature that I'd like to build a commander around. So 2 of the 3 is already pretty good, and then from just watching people open Streets of New Capenna, it looks like the Gilded Foils. They even on camera they look really really good. As long as they don't pringle up and be all wonky, then it should be great. The one thing I did notice, the Gilded Foils on the back of the package, they say that they're printed in Japan. So like everything else is printed in the US, but the Gilded Foils are printed in Japan.
We don't.
It's very strange.
You printed Japanese people.
Yeah, they're literally imported from Japan. I'm like, so they must have they must be trying like a new printing style that is only available in Japan at the moment, or it's just cheaper that way. I don't know.
I mean, I would bet that they probably have crazier printing presses because you like look at all those like Japanese style card games.
Right. Yeah.
I hear me echoing.
Yeah, stuff like Ice Schwartz, they've got to have a whole lot of variation in the way that their style is set up for their printers. I'd assume that there's a very intricate manufacturing process. Not terribly surprising. Most things made in America aren't that awesome, except for me.
Maybe Monday I'll run up to the card shop and grab some streets.
I don't know. I'm holding off. I had said, and I stick with it on Nikachu's stream. Now is not the time to get them. Like,
I was thinking about getting the pre-release kits if they still had some, and then do a pre-release draft with the buddies, or sealed.
Honestly, I hate to say it because the value cards are there, but the set boosters seem to be the way to go. I guess we'll just go ahead and get into it now. But I'm just going to say it straight. So they put too many valuable cards in the list slot, right? Well, I don't want to say that. The list slot has the right amount. They did the right thing with the actual list itself, other than I really don't care about the Stranger Things reprints. That seemed like they put way too many of them in. 50% of them are the Stranger Things reprint, functional reprints. That's a bizarre choice. Just put them on the list. It's fine. But keeping the list, they cut it down, just for those of you that aren't aware. They cut the list slot down to just rares and mythics, and there's a lot of valuable cards on it. But they kept it at like 1 in 3, 1 in 4 packs. So you're going to see Vampiric Tutor just nosedive. Blood Moon's going to nosedive. Ether Vial's going to nosedive. All these prints, if they keep them at that frequency, is going to make those cards absolutely get crushed. We've seen it over and over again when they overprint things. And that's exactly what they're doing. Especially if they're going to put 4 or 5 hits in every box. You cannot. The prices can't maintain. The downward pressure would just be too great. They're not a limited print run. Either make set boxes a very limited print run. What they're doing is. So
they're pushing set boxes to replace draft. It's what they've been doing for the last few years.
It feels like that's what they're doing, but that's a whole different topic, and it's dumb. Yeah. But like, if it was good enough on its own, they would just edge out draft boxes. Period. But let it naturally fall where it may. Don't artificially force it to go that direction. But the list slot really sucked. So previously, like, I'd opened 2 set boxes that the list slot grand total out of 2 boxes all put together came to $4 every card.
Yeah, I found personally in my past openings that set boxes, the set slot was usually just a bunk placement. There was nothing good that I've ever really gotten out of them. I think I went through a whole set box of Kaldheim and had maybe 1 decent card off of that, and it was like $1.50, maybe $2 hit. Something quite passable.
So I've had decent luck, but
I think that getting rid of the jank out of the list, I think everybody's happy with. Nobody wants to open a jank list slot, period. But that doesn't mean keep your track printing at 1 in 3 boxes. I think the frequency with which they were getting the hits that you guys either liked or disliked, I'd rather get no list cards whatsoever than open 6 janky ones that just feel bad. Just give me a land. Put just a basic freaking land in the slot. I'd be happier with that, or a token, or even an advert card or something. Just that. It
would be kind of cool if they added like old rare tokens that were hard to come by, like the Wormcoil Engine tokens, and those kind of things would also be pretty cool in that slot as well.
I'm fine with them doing whatever. How about just unique tokens in there that don't even have to have a previous printing?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, tokens that don't have actual printings of it. They never did.
Yeah, like just something that doesn't have a real value but may gain a value at some point in the future. Do something different like that. But taking reprints and just absolutely submarining them, that's what's going to happen. Mark my words. In a year from now, we'll revisit this topic, and I'm going to bet you're going to see at least Blood Moon, Vampiric Tutor, Ether Vial, and Anointed Procession cut in about half of their current value.
Oh, yeah. I mean, cutting out again. Man, my internet's just having a rough time of it tonight.
Yeah, I looked up Aether Vial because the last time I looked at the price, when I first pulled it from the list, it was like a $44 or $42 card at that time. Man, I wish I would have sold it then, because it's now down to 25. I guess I should have.
What set was that
Vial from the list? Oh, it's originally from.
Oh no! You pulled one out. You opened?
I pulled one from the list. Yeah.
When?
This was a while ago.
Right.
This was from Ikoria, I think.
Now imagine if they keep this frequency up, what the cost of those list cards are going to be. You're going to take Vampiric Tutor, turn it into a $5 card if they put this in another set.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, it's kind of a similar situation that like Flesh and Blood was in when I was first starting. Is that like I tell a person, like a friend or whatever, that wants to get into the game, or a viewer, like, hey, I want to get into the game. Is it cheap to get into? Because some people are worried about the budget, and when a game is priced out of somebody's budget, it kind of feels bad to be able to tell them, like, nah, like in order to buy the equipment you need for, if you want to play that one hero, you're gonna have to spend $300 on his chess piece or whatever. And I think that this is maybe a little bit of an extreme, but like when you have to build a commander deck of 100 cards, and if every badass card is $25 to $50, then that gets well over 1,000 very quickly, and now everybody has $1,000, and you don't have to use those cards, but it won't be as fun.
Here's the thing for that is that your first deck doesn't have to be full of $25 and $50 cards.
Right, you can build up.
But I agree with it I actually think that the price point that needs to be kind of approachable are cards, at that $50 range, right? I think that's
it's an uncommon. It should not be really $50 fucking dollars.
It had an uncommon printing, but that's like saying Demonic Tutor is an uncommon.
I don't know what it would have originally printed at.
It was originally printed at uncommon.
Really messed that one up.
and then originally Counterspell was printed in uncommon, but then for many sets it was printed in common. So and how about Rhystic Study? Printed it common, and now it's a rare. Like, I'm okay with a lot of that, and I'm okay with actually most cards under $100. Like, I think $100 is starting to reach that point where you need to print it so that it becomes available. At $50, okay, it has some collector value, and it's still, honestly, if you really need that in your commander deck and it's going to be one of your key cards, okay, most people can reach that reasonably. Now, when you start getting reserve list and cards are in the thousands of dollars, it's like, that's just absurd. Like that needs to go away. Now, I agree that you should have $1,000 printings of cards, and I think that the alpha and beta ultimately, just like old baseball cards, they're the OGs. They're going to be the most sought after versions of things.
Yeah.
So should most first printings be the OG of that thing, and it should be sought after if it's somewhat rare. Now, some of these current sets that have millions of boxes printed, well, sorry, then you're going to have to create artificial Hidegetsus that become super valuable because they're neon ink.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, Soul Ring and Counterspell are great examples of that. If you're looking to get a beta Counterspell, you're looking at spending hundreds of dollars, or you can get one of the new ones. It's like $1.50. So it's good to see that they can reprint cards, and some of the older versions of it keep good value. But when you're reprinting newer versions of it, it definitely still does impact some of those older ones. Like we're seeing with Vampiric Tutor already. The price of it is dropping pretty quickly, 5-10% really in the last set coming out here. So because they're printing it, we're seeing some dip in some of the older ones, but I guess that's kind of the way the market goes with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly some sort of balance they should be playing with, and kind of looping this back in, if we could bring up DK's comment there. Either one of those, they're both fine. and I said that at the beginning, DK, when I first started bashing the list way back when, that the list is a great idea because it gives that sort of endorphin, like, yeah, I hit great. And I think that needs to be in the list slot. I think it's a great idea, especially reprints, to put them in standard sets. Fine, not a problem. I think that it kind of messes with the draft environment, so I'm fine with them being in the set boxes and not being in the draft environment. So I think it's a great and proper spot to put it. But I have not liked yet the formula they have for the list slot with the frequency of hits. Get rid of, even if they're rares, I agree. Like, for example, we were cracking packs today, and he opened, I don't know, I think the rare was worth like 17 or 18 cents. And I'm like, wait. Go back to that common, or the uncommon, because the uncommon that he opened in a pack, and I don't remember which one it is. We'll just say like Prismatic Ending or something. That was a few bucks, right? So I think all of us would be somewhat happy even pulling like a $4 Prismatic Ending or whatever's $4. I don't know. Uncommon in the uncommon slot, right? It's about having the feel goods. Even if that was like, okay, well, I could have got a mythic, but hey, at least it's a $4 card. Nobody's going to go, oh, man, I got a $4 card.
Oh, no, 3 visits, not again.
But don't
the
have
iterations, damn it.
It's unnecessary to have a list slot every 3 packs. To have that golden ticket mentality.
Yeah, right. Put out some more Thought Vessels, Reliquary Towers, some fair to midland, some pretty staple type cards.
It's certainly interesting to think about the set boosters because so they have this new formula. What if they do go too aggressive and they think, okay, we need to tone it back? That means all the set boosters that are printed from now until they make the decision are just juiced.
They are, and the problem is they're only juiced until all those copies of those rare and valuable cards saturate the market, and those cards become not valuable. Rudy puts it. What does he call that? arbitrage where things kind of equate out and find their actual real value over time. And if there's just more and more copies of a valuable card, and they've shown that they're going to reprint it. I mean, it hasn't even been 2 years since they reprinted Vampiric Tutor. Blood Moon, same thing, was in Double Masters. You know, it's like you got to cool the jets, guys, on your super valuable cards, because you're just going to print them into the ground and make people go, Blood Moon. Look at Imperial Recruiter. Before Modern Horizons 2, and let me tell you, I've got like 9 of them out of the boxes that I've opened of Modern Horizons 2. I opened 0 Solitudes. Got a couple.
Really?
I have no regular versions of the monkey, but 9 Imperial Recruiters, a crap ton of the Sanctifier and Vec. I don't even know how many. You know, a bunch of Douthie Voidwalkers, and when you produce that kind of volume, and look, Imperial Recruiter is what, less than $10. Mirari's Wake.
$6. Mirari's Wake's $6 too.
Right now, that one.
Look, it's at its all-time low right now.
So Matt, perfect. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to insult you in this manner. But when you look at like Mirari's Wake, when you just see that card, what do you think about it?
It makes me want to buy about 10 copies because it's going to go back
right.
up.
I'm just saying, just as a card, evaluate the card.
It's a fantastic card. It does everything you want. Yeah. It's an anthem and it doubles your mana. That sounds fantastic in those colors.
That's why I always kill it when I see it on the opposite side of the battlefield.
It causes a lot of problems.
Assess Imperial Recruiter. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I agree with you for exactly the same things on Mirari's Wake. I think if you don't have Mirari's Wake, go get some right now. Seriously. Imperial Recruiter. I'll give my quick thoughts on it, and then let's see if you agree, Matt. So I think he's great, but it's a corner case kind of card. Like, it goes very well. Super juice specific decks. Now let's think of different formats like Modern and things like that. It can be used and abused, brutalized to go fetch stuff, right? It's just what he does. And he's a great card for those corner case decks. Unfortunately, I think it was Portal 3 Kingdoms was its only printing until Modern Horizons. Is that right?
I was looking at it, and it was Portal 3 Kingdoms was the first printing, obviously.
It was also in Masters 25 and Double Masters.
Okay. Yeah. So, and look, it took it from like what, $100 card down to $6.
$230, and then it went to $7.
And did they need to print it that frequently within the last
few years? The foil etched for some reason is cheaper than the standard.
People don't like foil etched. I actually like foil etched.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
But I mean, my point
some of them are dull, but we'll go.
This is what's going to happen with all those list cards, and you're putting it in a standard set. You're not even getting your high dollar double master flippy $300 a box. It's in $100 freaking Nuka Penna set box. Like, really? Is that the product you needed? Are you that desperate for money for these sets to sell? That you're going to ruin the value of many staple cards? And don't kid yourself, Blood Moon is a staple in Modern. Aether Vial, staple in Modern. Vampiric Tutor, fantastic card in Commander. You know, it's like you didn't need to do it, guys. That troubles me. So for all of you out there watching, that has been what's most dominant on MTG Gaming Bob's mind this week as far as Magic is concerned. I even kind of brought some of this up in Nikachu stream this week. I think I even said it on the round table, and I'll say it again because I think it's bad, and I think they need to hear it. I think we need to tell them, hey, we want good cards in the list only. Don't give us garbage. But you don't have to give it to us every 3 packs.
Wait, what? That's not right.
Uh-oh.
Why? Have to move myself over? I was just trying to show like the plummet in pricing of a card. It's not. It was more of a meme. I didn't mean for you to like transfer over to me. I was just gonna have like the card just plummeting in price, just some random.
Yeah, right. This is what it used to be before the set came out, and now that everyone's getting it, oh, look at the price drop right off. That's why you always wait, that 30, 60, 90-day period for prices to kind of even out.
People on the stream, do you guys hear any echoing out of curiosity? I don't hear any.
I'm hearing it from Pat. Pat's hearing it from me. So
yeah, it was very.
I want to make sure the stream wasn't getting echo crazy.
Yeah, sorry for those of you if it is. If it persists, Pat, are you still hearing a bunch of echoing?
No, it seems like it cleared up now.
Yeah,
I haven't had any echoing so far.
So I don't know what it is. If you guys were hearing it, then sorry, but we should be good now. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. Tell us if it's not. So
right.
Again, like the word of the day. I mean, I guess I would have to say begrudgingly, if they juice these set boxes, probably not a bad pickup. Because there are really great cards in there. I mean, I'm as much as I hate to say it, it's it's the hot box to get out of New Capenna. I think that the Triomes, honestly, over time, just like the Triomes from, the Triomes are an interesting case study. If you look at Ikoria, the special showcase lands, I think they should be like way more because it's just obviously more appealing to the eye.
Yeah, I think they're
almost
going
the same price as the regular ones, which doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
but they're still in that like $15 to $20 range, right? Because they're so useful, they're so good. All these people that say Triomes suck because they're tap lands, you're wrong. You're just straight wrong.
I mean,
if they weren't, I think people don't understand that they're fetchable, and you can fetch them, and they come into play tapped, sure, but they tap for 3 colors, and in a 4-color, 5-color deck, they're insane. I don't typically play Triomes in anything but a 4 or 5-color deck. Even 3-color, maybe because it's only 1 or 2 of or whatever. But
so I'm actually even going to go outside of that, right? So think of how many lands matters cards are out there, including things like Wrenn and Six, and they keep playing with more and more and keep expanding this whole concept of land cards in the yard, right?
Yeah.
So think about fetching and then cycling a land. You just dropped 2 lands in your yard, and you drew a card for doing it. Like, seriously, people, Triomes are just bonkers. And if you've got 15 lands in play, and you're like, crap, I just drew a fetch land. I don't really need a fetch land, but you want to crack that, go get your Triome and cycle away just to draw a card. Or just how about trigger, some cycling matters. It's like, come on, people.
Honestly, it feels the best in all the decks that I play the Triomes in. It's a turn 1 fetch land into a Triome. That feels amazing because it sets up the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And actually, it's a land that when you hit on turn 7 or 8 and you've got your land base already, you're not like, shit, a land. It's like, oh, well, land, let me cycle it away. And it's like,
tap 2, get a new one. Yeah.
I have never cycled a Triome.
Oh, I've cycled them a bunch.
Ever.
Sure have.
Because I fetched them.
To cycle.
I never draw them because I fetch them or I play them on turn 1. That's the thing. I don't know. I've never had to cycle a fetch or a Triome. They could remove that and I'd still play the card.
But what I'm saying is, you get that's an additional ability on top of it that can be more useful.
It can be. Other I just have never had to do it.
It's an amazing. They're amazing. They are. They're just amazing lands. I hate to say it. I don't care. The tap, okay, it sucks a little bit, but not enough to make me go, well, this card sucks. With the mana, with the color fixing and the cycling and the fetch ability. Nah, they're great. They're absolutely great cards. So the Triomes are going to be the short of that. The Triomes in New Capenna are just as good as the Triomes from Ikoria. To be honest, they're just a different color cycle. So
if
they're $13 to $15 cards in Ikoria, they logically should be roughly the same from New Capenna.
And it looks like right out the gate that the Triome cards out of New Capenna, are right out, $8-10, getting a little bit higher already. I think that they'll slowly creep up to the Triome prices, but I mean, most of the Triomes at this point are well over 15, closing in on $20 for regular versions. And like you were saying, I was just sliding over on the page there. The showcase versions are surprisingly regular. They're almost equitable.
Am I echoing again with you?
Nope, you sound good to me.
You were echoing hardcore there for me.
Oh, God damn it.
Sorry.
No, it's the world. you know, that's the way it is. The fun times of internet.
So Pat's not echoing for you, Matt?
No, neither one of you are echoing for me.
All right, I'm going to restart me then. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry.
Okie dokes. Bye, Bob.
The interesting thing about the list thing about DK is talking about removing, things like Asmaran, the car, or Mizium tanks. If you did that, you'd have to probably double the rarity of a set card. Like, it couldn't be 1 in every 3 packs, because then they would just be like Bob was saying, they would be printed to oblivion at that point. I don't think there's a problem right now.
Yeah.
I think it's fine if the cards dip. They might dip right now. I mean, if they keep doing it, then yeah, sure. If every set booster comes out and every set booster has a chance to get you demonic tutors and Aether Vials, yeah, they're gonna get printed to oblivion, sure. But if they rotate those cards, so like right now the list set is this, they could easily, the next set boosters that come out, they could just completely change the list set again to be a completely new list, and those other cards then have a chance to rebound in value. So as long as they don't just continue to print Aether Vial to the ends of the earth or whatever in every single set booster, I think that if they reduce the amount of the cards on the list, but then rotate the list, kind of like a secondary list set,
pseudo reserve.
Have like different cards just rotating out of the list.
I would still feel they need to cut down the frequency of the list, like 1 a box.
That sounds horrible.
What, to get one $20 list card a box? I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, that sounds bad. You're going from 1 every 3 packs to 1 a box?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Because I got 16 that were worth $1.
Good.
Before.
You got cards you actually can play and can use. It's fantastic.
I disagree. I think it's a terrible idea. I think they need to cut it down to either 1 in a box or 1 in less than a box for like the $40, $50 cards. 1 every 2 boxes.
I think that we'll slowly see a refilling of the ranks in that spot with other reprints, since they've now started reprinting Secret Lair specific cards into the list spot. I think we're going to see more additions of variants into that spot, and this might just be a little bit of a carrot on the stick to get us moving in the right direction of set boxes, and then whammo, a big old change, and then they slide in some more shit cards again.
I think it's bad what they're doing with the functional reprints from Secret Lairs. I think you're like, I won't touch now one of those Universes Beyond Secret Lairs, like not with a 10-foot pole. Like, I can't imagine, and call me wrong, fine, but my gut tells me that those Stranger Things Secret Lairs, which weren't all that great to begin with, value is going to just absolutely bottom out. I think it's going to be the same thing when they reprint The Walking Dead. I think it's going to be the same thing when they reprint Street Fighter. You know, it's like I think it's the wrong way. When you put like 4 of them in every set box, like it's not 1 in a box or 1 in every 2 boxes. It's geez Louise, you know, that's they're
tough because
they're cutting off their nose to spite their face there. That's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I think it's terrible I don't want to touch Secret Lairs. Would you want one now? If they have like those unique Walking Dead style or Stranger Things, are you going to buy any of them in the future now, even if they're good ones?
No way.
Are they the same
I'll wait
cards,
for the
or are they
set to come
different
out and buy them then at 15 cents a piece?
They've got a different name and the same text on the card. So instead of being little shithead with a hat, it's now, Slingshot Master or something like that. They magicify the name, and it's still got all the same stats, and it's still mechanically unique. It's the same card, but with a different name.
Well, it won't be mechanically unique anymore.
Exactly.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that's terrible. I think it's a bad idea. Secret Lair was their own product, right? And you realize that the people that are complaining are just squeaky wheels, right? That's not the vast majority of people out there. The vast majority of people that I hear from and talk to could give a crap less that there's functionally unique cards in Secret Lairs. Fine, everybody has an opportunity to buy them. It's better than reserve list cards, which is like, oof, good luck. They're coming. Save up your money.
Put 1 reserve list card in every set box.
Jeez, it's like, I mean, it's. I'd be for that actually.
Or if
fine.
or
put reserve
fucking
list on the
if
list, and I'll
J&B
shop
Holdings
about it.
or was it MJ Holdings, the guys that do the power cubes at Walmart, if instead of putting a picture of a revised pack, they put a picture of some reserve list cards up on there.
Black Lotus.
That'd be nice. They'd be selling all the boxes, the power, whatever the hell, the mystery boxes.
God, Joey Boss opens those
I'm not
like they're
happy
lottery
with the
tickets.
list still. I'll be honest. Am I happier with it to a degree? Am I now concerned about my stash of Commander Legends draft boxes I've been keeping on ice? A little bit, because Vampiric Tutor is probably the number 3 card in that set. Won't be long.
Right.
Won't be for
we'll
long.
See Mana Drain soon enough. And I mean, to be completely honest, I would not be surprised if we see Jeweled Lotus again in the next 3 or 4 years, most.
Oh yeah, I need to
see
sell
Jeweled
mine.
Lotus within the next year or two.
Yeah.
I expected this year, to be honest.
Well, actually, I think you got to see Dockside Extortionists first.
That card's real good. I'd love to have that in a deck or 3.
I have that in every deck that has red.
Right.
The Ur Dragon, Edgar Markov. I mean, there's a ton of them that we should see before Jeweled Lotus.
I don't know. Jeweled Lotus is over 100 right now. I think it needs a reprint real bad.
Is it
Jeweled
really
Lotus isn't over 100?
No,
it's not.
It wouldn't be surprising. The card's pretty good. Holy shit!
Maybe
yeah,
there's some versions that are over 100, sure, but the base
$80 to $90 market. That's
it's like an $80 card.
I mean, the extended is 170. The normal one's 84 to 90.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? I wouldn't say that it would be a bad thing to put. I think it would be bad to put it in Commander Legends too. What are we going to see it in every Commander Legends set?
Yeah.
I mean, Dockside's down to 64.
Do not put that in the list slot. That should not be a list card.
No,
that
definitely
should be
not
a Commander only product.
Yeah, that should be like a box hit kind of a deal. That shouldn't be a
I'm
list.
even okay putting it in the secret lair. So long as they cut down the quantities that you can buy, because people will just buy, 30 copies and then change their email address and their mailing address to send it to their mom, their brother, and everybody else, and buy 30 copies on each account. And then it just gets like literally printed overnight into oblivion. But I don't think that cards like Dockside or Jeweled Lotus need to be in the list. Put them in your hot topic products, like your Double Masters, like your modern. Well, it can't be in modern because they're not modern cards. Your Commander Legends. That's how you sell those.
Yeah, I think that as far as hey Pat, good to see you. I think as far as buying Secret Lair, the thing that always enticed me, I actually haven't bought any, but the ones I have looked at the most are just artistically unique, not mechanically unique. No set functionality. There was one called Far Out Man, and I just loved the artwork on it, So I'm buying those on the secondary market singles instead of getting the sealed product like that. But I think those type of cards, because of the unique printing, those will probably still hold a certain value because they're not going to remake that artwork again.
And there's some degree of that. And I did the same thing with the Arcane Secret Lair. Can't wait to get those, because if you haven't watched that,
that show was pretty
animated
good.
Series, whatever you want to call it. That's a really good animated series, and I'm old, so get off my lawn, you kids. But I enjoyed the hell out of that, and I thought
it was a great series.
Series. I even enjoyed Castlevania. I would have been okay if they had come out with like a Castlevania Secret Lair. Soren kind of is. And Attack on Titan or whatever these other popular IPs, fine.
I would love that. Yeah, a super mature Secret Lair version of Attack on Titan.
Sure, I mean, I'm okay with all of that. And why can't they do an NC-17 R-rated, mature-rated product? Like, I don't care.
Yeah,
and just make them so that they're not tournament legal.
Into a Titan's mouth. That would be pretty awesome.
And just put the Universes Beyond symbol on it so that they're not tournament legal.
Yep.
If you're worried about them being in a tournament, fine. Make them not tournament. Put an Acorn. Put a Universes Beyond. I don't care.
Oh my God, the Acorn thing.
Yeah, well, you mark my words. That's coming. That's coming. Tinfoil hat Bob.
Oh boy, yeah.
On the prowl.
I'll be honest, I'm excited. Thankfully for our last stream, you had brought it up about the price hike and getting in on Infinity. I'm so glad that I didn't cancel those orders I had put. 20% ahead on boxes.
So that was my fear. That's why I popped it, and that's why I told you on Facebook. So for those of you that aren't aware, I had pointed that out to Pat and Matt behind the scenes. I'm like, hey, they canceled it. They postponed the printing, and we're aware that price hikes are coming. Even from the video Matt and I did last year, which I never saw that 15% increase anywhere. So we knew price hikes were coming. This was just the perfect excuse for them to do it. And then as soon as they postponed it, I'm like, man, I can buy them now. I can lock in my price at $99 a box. And we know that there's a price hike coming. So I sent messages out to Pat and Matt like, hey, Amazon's got them at $99, and Amazon is a unique distributor where you can lock in a price months ahead of time. So
hell, right now you could get Kaldheim set boosters still on Amazon for $81.50 shipped.
Yeah, I think that's too low. I had that discussion with my buddy today, and is it?
I bought 3.
You got to pay taxes. It's like 84 something.
Yeah, with taxes.
It'll vary wherever you are, but no, I think that there's great cards in Kaldheim, people.
There's a lot of good cards in Kaldheim.
Pathways. The pathway cycle in Kaldheim is definitely starting to see a pretty good increase right now.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, because God, I think it was on the charity stream I did. On the list, can anybody check me? I'm pretty sure Renin 6 is on the list for Kaldheim. And I opened one. I want to say it was Kaldheim. I know I opened a set box. I'm pretty sure it was Kaldheim.
Renin 6 is a great card.
So, just saying. It's not probable that you're going to pull one, but it's possible. $84 shipped. Phew. Yeah, that's in that, this is not priced correctly. Amazon kind of sale. So,
wow,
I agree with you 100%. That's not a bad deal.
In the Kaldheim list spot, you can have up to 300 different cards, and Renin 6 is on there, but so's a bunch of bullshit.
So, but I think that's a great deal. Honestly, I think you can still get Jumpstart super cheap, and I think it's underpriced. I think that when it goes out of print, people are going to go, damn, that was a good product. It's going to go up. Still, Commander Legends, I think, is still good if you can get it at that sub 110 price. I'm seeing it climb up, and I don't think it's coming back, guys. I really don't.
Yeah. I don't see why it would come back down.
But I'm telling you, and I've been saying it for months and months, broken record Bob here. Double Flippy Masters, is coming out, and it's pricey, folks. That's where my budget's going. And I'll be honest, I'll even tell you what I'm trying to nail down is a full case of the collector boxes. At 4 packs at $75 a pack. I have faith that they're going to juice the living bejesus out of those, just like they did for it's replacement for VIP because they're not doing VIP, right? So they're playing with it. Yep. Now, let's put it this way. So let's say I get burned on it, a couple grand, right? I don't know how burned I can get on a Masters product, but let's say I get burned.
Right. Yeah.
That would be a mistake. I can't imagine that they're going to do that they're going to take a Masters product, which is what they've always been trying to make their flagship, and this is the premier super pooper boxes that we're trying. They've been doing it ever since they've been, touting Masters. So I am pretty confident they're going to be juiced. If they follow the print runs of other collector boxes, it's going to be a one and done print run. They're not going to have second printings of those collector boxes. But you're talking, probably $2,400 for a collector case.
It's going to be worth it.
So, I mean, I'm also planning on getting at least 4 boxes of the regular draft, maybe even a case, another $1,800 there. So we're talking, $4,000 is pretty close to the budget I'm talking about for double flippy. That's reality, folks. And that's at the best possible prices, right?
Right.
So when I say save your money, because everybody's going to want those, right? And realize $1,800 only gets you 6 boxes.
Yeah.
$2,400 roughly thereabouts only gets you 8 boxes of collector, right? So this is no child's play. So even though Kamigawa is good, even though new Capenna set looks juicy, even though $75 Jumpstart boxes look great, Modern Horizon draft boxes at $195 a piece, you know, I'm Modern Horizon 2. You know, all
Commander
these there
Baldur's
are
Gate
good
is
deals.
going to be, you know,
but
same thing.
If I want to drop $4,000 on double flippy, I cannot buy all these other things I want.
Exactly. If you want, you know, X amount of money, you can't trickle feed it into other products as we're going along. Yeah, it'd be great to get, you know, 2 or 3 more set boxes of new Capenna. Oh yeah, they're full of good stuff. Okay, well now you're $600 less that you can spend on your product that you're really hoping to get. What would you rather have? 4 boxes of set of new Capenna or 1 big fat juicy draft box of quadruple masters?
Well, it's not even that ratio, right? It's just like basically 2. Almost 2 set boxes equals, well, 3. Closer to 3. 3 set boxes or 1 box of double masters.
That's a pretty easy pick.
And let's give a kind of similar projection, even on a set that you love. So I'm going to even tell you this: of the 3 people here, and we all like. I think, is it fair to say, Matt, you're also a fan of Ikoria?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all fans of Ikoria here.
If you haven't looked, a lot of the Ikoria cards are going up in price.
Oh yeah, Ozless over.
I think eventually it's going to age super well. Yeah. Like that's just going to be a set that does well. Yeah. I've been saying that since day one. I've seen it got me back into Magic, to be honest.
Mutate and Volo is fucking gross. It's so awesome. My buddy plays it in person, and it is just a math shit show, and is the most entertaining thing to watch him have to do, because we make him put cards under cards and stuff. So he's got copies and copies all over the table. If he's going that big, we're not letting him take it easy. I mean, Mutate's powerful. Yeah, it's going to age phenomenally.
So to my point here, and let's really think about this, and all of you should think about this, what I'm about to say here. So we're all fans of Ikoria, right? We've already established that. But would you rather have 3 boxes of Ikoria draft or 1 box of Double Masters draft?
Honestly, I'd probably say 3 boxes of Ikoria.
Really?
Yes.
Are you aware of the price?
So
are you aware of the price of Double Masters draft?
Yep. So my thought on it is, it's a tough question. I'd probably think that there's more movement in an Ikoria product. So I could see a box going of Ikoria by the end of the year to 170.
Today. I'm talking about today. On a table in front of you, 3 draft boxes of Ikoria or a single draft box of Double Masters. Which one are you snagging off the table today?
Double Masters. I just haven't opened it enough.
Well, how about you just take the Double Masters, sell it off, and buy 9 boxes of Ikoria?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. And we're looking like you can't go back in time, right? And instead of buying the 3 boxes of Ikoria that we bought back then, which sets we all like, and rebuy at $300 the Double Masters. So now we're in that period of time where you're making a choice: 3 set boxes of new Capenna, or save that money for Double Flippy Masters, because we're in that window, right? Once Double Flippy Masters is out, and if it goes to $500 to $1,000 a box, guess what? You missed the train. It already left the station, right? You can't go back in time. So that's my thought processes on it. And I don't think these set boxes for new Capenna right now are going to charge up that hill and become $200 a box before we see the spoilers for Double Flippy, which we're going to see in probably about a month. Right?
So, yeah, I think we're definitely going to see that nice trickle of previews coming out pretty soon. They'll definitely do like they did for Unfinity and Commander Legends. They'll give us that little bit of taste, real far ahead. Not spoilers, but, extra long preview season.
I'll be very curious to see because I'm now convinced that the model that they're following for reveals is that they do reveal the juice cards when they do that initial juice spoiler. Right? So that makes me very concerned about Baldur's Gate actually having any real spice in it. And when I say real spice, I'm talking Jewel Lotus, Vampiric Tutor, Mana Drain, Sakashima, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Because, yeah.
Oh, there's going to be spice. It could be new spice.
I don't agree.
I'm hoping
nothing
for it.
on that level.
Yeah. I think
I don't think we're going to see any $100 cards in there. I think Commander Legends 2 will not have any $100 cards. And because isn't the Reflecting Pool like the Buy a Box promo?
No, I think it's just in the box itself. Yeah, I think that was part of the on the spoiler page I had seen. I think it was just part of the regular box itself.
So I'm very, very concerned about Commander Legends Baldur's Gate. So
I feel like every set this year is going to be fire, and they're doing it on purpose to push numbers. That's what I think.
You think New Capenna's fire?
Looking at some of the gilded foil pricings, yeah. I mean, there's 70, 60, 80, dollar cards in gilded foil, and those are chase cards that you can get in set or collectors. I don't know about any of the other cards. I haven't really looked into like what the EV of the box is or whatever.
I'd have to look back, but Jewel Lotus was revealed pretty early because it caused a whole lot of buzz. And Rudy it's a $25 card. Like,
right, yeah.
So that was really, really early on. Yeah, they did reveal that like super early in the reveals.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you. Back up.
Well, anything's easy to be better than Innistrad.
Like that's a pretty low bar.
Yeah.
Or that's like doing a limbo under an 8-foot limbo pole. Like that's 8 feet high. Okay, I did it.
It's like you're at a nursing home and you're saying any nurse is hotter than any patient. Yeah, they better be. AFR sucked ass.
I think AFR is great.
Yeah, that's the joke. Yeah, we call it getting AFR'd.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, I mean that's funny. That's not a great target to hit, but New Capenna, and don't get me wrong, like I stated before, I think that the Triumph cycle is great. I think people are overhyping. Well, I would really want to get into a card. Do you guys mind doing that? I know it's not on the list tonight, but because it's caused a lot of stir, and my thoughts might just be wrong. I don't have it up. Should I? I'm sorry. I was gonna hope one of you guys would. I'm lazy, so I don't have it.
What you looking for?
I'm looking for Bootlegger Stash. Right, and I'll give my. Let me review the card first, and then you guys go ahead and tear me apart, even in chat.
Isn't that the one that lets all your lands tap for treasures?
Yeah. So let's go ahead and bring it up and put it on the screen.
It's fucking nuts.
I don't think it's fucking nuts.
It's nuts.
So, all right. So just so we know what we're talking about here, and let me give my review of the card first.
Wow, $20 already.
I think it's a fine sort of combo enabler, right? So let me give the first strike against it. It's an artifact that's producing more artifacts in green, which is sort of the anti-artifact color.
Right.
So that's sort of an odd, almost breaking of the color pie. Additionally, in green, mana is not really an issue. It shouldn't be. Well, hold on. I said let me review it first.
I'm holding.
It's generally going to come out on turn 5, but when you tap the lands, you're not tapping for a mana and a treasure. It's either or.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine.
I never noticed that.
It's not really.
It's not doubling
ramping you at all.
Yeah.
Right. Unless you create them, and then it's a delayed turn of creating a ramp. Right. On turn 6, 7, 8, maybe. I think in order to break this, you have to break the idea that you're creating a bunch of artifacts, not so much. Ooh, green! I get more mana. It's in the wrong color for that excitement. Plus, it's a 6 casting cost card, so it's clearly only going to be in Commander or Draft. Like, this is not a card you're going to put in Modern. It's complete garbage for Modern. I can't imagine many other formats are going to play this. So it's a commander card, clearly. Now, can it? Sort of. Like, because you can untap lands and stuff, that there's going to be combos. But it's a 6-drop that by itself doesn't really affect the game much. By itself. Like, you have to have other things that are going to take advantage of it. And
yeah, this in time speed is just unlimited. Unlimited extra turns.
What's that?
This in time sieve is just unlimited extra turns.
Yeah.
2-card combo.
There's so many. Like I said, this card itself is not powerful for a 6-drop. It's a powerful combo enabler.
Right.
Being able to store your mana in treasures. We already know how crazy treasures are. Being able to store your lands if you don't have anything to do and you can just crank them into treasures, I feel like is already strong. And then you combo with many other things.
What I'm saying is it's a fine card.
Yeah.
I think it's in the wrong color.
Right, yeah.
And I think it's overcosted.
I think they had to put it in green or else it would have been insane.
What's that?
You put this in blue and people fucking lose their minds.
No, you just make it...
I wouldn't put it in blue either. I would have put it in either red or white.
You put it in red, people lose their minds. Red's insane with treasures.
Yeah.
Just make it colorless.
No, it had to be in green to make it not
it has way more
broken.
synergy with red. I think
that's
white
the problem. They don't want it to be that synergistic. They want people to actually have to play green. They want people to splash the color.
The strongest commander color already.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is in order to tune down its power, it had to be put into a color that wouldn't be able to necessarily take full advantage
exactly
of it.
My point. Is people are like going gaga over this, and I don't think it's a gaga card. I think it's a fine card. I think it's another combo enabler, but it's just I don't think it's the best card in the set. Even I think it's a fine card, but I don't see it. I'm sorry, I don't think it's that amazing to be like a freaking $20 card. I see this thing settling in between like
go down pretty quick.
10, maybe like around $10 is what I would see this as, maybe 15.
Let's see what it's doing as far as movement.
Well, that's not fair. It's too new. Everything should be like heading for the floor. We always see this race to the bottom at the beginning, which I kind of got a little bashed on. Yeah.
Seems like a downward trend.
Again, works great with lots of things, right? There are many like this. Yeah, there's crazy combinations that you can go off with this. Right.
I feel like this stays at 20.
What's that?
I feel like it stays at 20. I don't think it plummets.
As a mythic, not like I'm crazy in love with it. I don't think it deserves all the hype. I definitely don't think it's the best. Like one of the more unique ones is a sword, but I think that has to be
absolutely, yeah.
Well, Luxier's Gada's gift.
Yeah, I mean that opened a whole plethora of possibilities. I don't know how good it is yet because it's another like combo-ish kind of piece. Feels very much more like a commander card than any other format again to me. So
it seems like it would be fun, but I mean in green it seems like an odd fit in all honesty. And even on top of that, I think I didn't notice until you said it right there that it's the alternate mode for lands. If it were lands, basic lands have tap
when lands are tapped.
Yeah. I think that would really juice it up. That would make it to $20.
That would make me excited. Then I'd be like, oh shit, you're doubling up. It's Mirari's Wake.
Seedborn Muse or this card? Seedborn Muse or Bootlegger Stash? Seedborn Muse, pretty much hands down a better card.
Oh yeah.
Now it's half the price.
So here's the slot. Here's the slot, even in green, that competes with that, right? Mirari's Wake. Right? They do different things, but let's say you had both of these cards. I wouldn't want to have both of these cards in there.
Right, a little bit overkill.
Yeah, I've got.
It's a non-bow because you'd have to choose whether you want to have one treasure or 2 mana.
So, but I think that's sort of where this fits. That's what it feels like. And Mirari's Wake that we just mentioned is a $6 card.
Yeah.
Obnixilis the Adversary, he's pretty busted.
I don't think he's busted, but he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think for a three color play, or I'm sorry, 3 mana cost planeswalker, getting two of them is pretty solid.
I mean, you know, when you say that, I mean, I think he's nowhere near like Teferi level.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
What Teferi is 3 cost?
Huh? Teferi?
What Teferi is 3 cost?
Time Raveler?
What?
No, he's 4.
There's a 3 cost Teferi that's always in Modern.
I play 3 Teferis, and it's the 4 cost, 4 cost, and 6 cost.
Teferi.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe it's a newer one.
It's white, blue, and colorless Teferi Time Rattler. He's oppressive. He's the one from, I want to say he's the one from War of the Spark, maybe? I could be wrong.
Oh, he's the rare one. Oh, he doesn't even have an ult. That's why I don't play him. In my Atraxa deck, I want people to have like emblems and ults and stuff. He doesn't do enough for me.
If he is from,
yeah, I'm looking at it. It's War of Sparks.
Well, then he does have an alternate. He's got the Japanese alternate.
No, ultimate.
Oh,
doesn't have like a -7 win the game basically.
Yeah, no, but he's kind of busted enough. He has a persistent effect.
I didn't read it. That's pretty nice. Yeah, that makes sense in Modern and whatnot.
I'm a fan of that, the sword from New Capenna, Luxior, Giada's Gift.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty mechanically interesting item where it gets 1/1 for whatever counters on it, and then you can put it on a planeswalker.
Yeah, it's interesting. It definitely opens up different avenues of play, which is cool.
Like I like her better. Like you can make a better argument for me that you can break that one, and I think it applies more broadly than Bootlegger Stash does. Vivian again is super good, as Coach is pointing out. Vivian on the Hunt. I think she's actually more busted than Bootlegger Stash, like in definitely in different formats, and she's oppressive, man. Like that one, just cranking out, freaking what are they? 4/4 tokens, 4/4 beast tokens, is it? 4/4 rhinos or something. That's whew.
Yeah, 4/4 green rhino.
Huh?
4/4 green rhino.
She's just slightly overcosted. Like if she was 5, people would be losing their mind. I think she's 6 costed, right? With 2 green.
4 and 2.
But if that was like, 2 green and 3 colorless, whoo! People would be saying this one is busted. But I think they kind of offset it a little bit by the cost. 6 is a lot of mana, guys. Even in green, a lot of stuff you can do for 6 in green.
You're talking about Vivian?
Yeah. She's good.
Yeah, I was just reading it. She's a tutor, or not tutor, a birthing pod, basically.
I mean, I just think she's awesome. Producing bodies, she does everything you want. I think didn't she come in with 5 loyalty?
She comes with a 4.
4? Okay.
And then she goes to 6. And she doesn't have an ult, but
yeah, she's good.
But at least it's only a -1 for the Rhino.
Right. She's very, very good. Protects herself by putting the Rhino out there, and that's really good. So,
doing a bit of specking.
A lot of people like this, and I don't know. Can you bring it up? Because I didn't see it when I looked at it, and I'm like, eh.
What, the scheming fences?
Yeah. I think I even pulled one in the pack battle I did. Maybe I did. I don't know. I think I did. Feel like I did. I have to go back and look.
Choose a non-land permanent as it enters the battlefield. It's a creature. Activated abilities can't be activated. Scheme events has all activated abilities of the chosen permanent, except loyalty abilities.
Which is basically Meddling Mage. And Meddling Mage is not super awesome.
It's a 2/3 for 2, which isn't terrible. It has
that in itself is good.
Shuts something off.
Yeah, I think that's
Azorius.
Yeah, I'd have to say I think that's a pretty solid pull.
No, it's actually better than Meddling Mage.
I like that it gains
all of the abilities.
I think that's a fun little card.
I don't know. It's interesting. But it's going to draw a lot of hate if you're trying to play this in Commander.
Right.
It's going to die fast. You're going to die. You're going
to choose Soul Ring, and then you get your own and shut off everybody else's.
Yeah, that would be something. Yeah, but how
it's probably not the most insane.
And you recognize this, Matt. Like great in Commander, except it's going to draw a lot of hate, and you know what that does. You've
I can see this being good in Modern too. Because I mean, people play Pithing Needle, and this kind of does the same thing. And it allows you to still do the thing that, like, if you're playing against a mirror, I can see it being a sideboard card for a mirror.
Here's the thing: is
I don't know enough about Modern to like name off things, but I think I've seen enough Modern games where there's plenty of artifacts you would want to do this too.
Pithing Needle is a 1 casting cost for 1 colorless, right?
Right. Yeah.
This is white blue specific, so that's huge in Modern. Like every little thing in Modern is like amplified.
Well, there's a reason why it's only like 50 cents because it's not that busted. But I think it's still a solid card.
Yeah, I think it'll see play. It's not a garbage card for sure. I think in draft it's a house. Like I would be drafting that right away.
I like Ziatora the Incinerator. I just wish that he wasn't 6. I want to play a Jund deck. I want to build a Jund commander, but at 6 casting cost, I just keep going back to the other one that's coming out in the same set. I forgot what his name is.
I think Void Rend is probably going to be a solid card that stays around from this format. I think that's a big card. I think that's going to kind of be. I think we're going to see that for a while. But all these multicolor cards, they seem great, Doom Blades and whatnot, and I don't know. They tend not to continue to see a lot of multicolors are tough to stay. Relevant cards for very long.
Especially if they're in 3 colors.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And that's about all. That was what was the Gaming Bob this week. We're all those topics. So,
yeah,
I really wanted to just spout off about the set boxes.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy, the polls that people are getting, and I think this might be a great opportunity in the next couple of weeks. If there's some cards that you've been kind of holding off on getting. I know I haven't pulled the trigger on getting any Anointed Procession, even though I think they'd be great in a number of decks. It's just been too expensive of a card, so it might be a good opportunity to go ahead and grab one.
Oh, the Toolbox guy. NZ Toolbox Tour is the guy I was thinking about playing. He's the one that blitzes creatures that have a mana cost of 4 or greater.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be honest. The one that kind of makes me giggle and think about creating a deck around is the Beamtown Bullies.
Oh,
yeah. He's in that deck, in the precon at least.
No, I mean as the commander. And then just filling it with cards like the Leveler.
Right.
Yeah, but people it's just another hate deck that people are just going to hate playing against it. And then, I don't know. It's just going to be another, what's his name?
Turgid,
yeah.
And honestly, what I was thinking about for you, Pat, is a Beamtown Bully with like the Leveler, Eater of Days, Jester's Cap.
What is it? Hellcarver Demon? Isn't that like where you exile all of your permanents except for that? Yeah, I've seen some pretty gross deck techs on it already. I don't know why YouTube constantly pushes those ones for me, but they must know my meta. I've got some one of my coworkers, one of my good friends, he's a really gross Magic player, as in, always goading people, very stacksy, that kind of thing. So I definitely saw some of these cards and was like, Corey, please don't look at these spoilers. Don't do this.
Have you seen the Leveler? I think the Leveler is more gross than those other two.
Yeah.
You know what the leveler does?
Yeah, exile your library. Yeah.
Goat it, and then it dies at end of turn. Go.
Yep.
That seems a little dirty.
Yeah, but it's a 10-10. So I mean, it's super good.
But I mean, that would
you give that to someone, and
if
then
you drop that on me and just say gotcha. I mean, that is what that is. Gotcha.
Yep.
Especially because Beamtown Bullies has haste. Right?
He's got Vig and haste, and it's a 4-mana for 4/4. Yeah, I could definitely see him being dirty. In the next month for the Jake and Joel Magic's League, I still have to build my deck, which I only have a few days, actually, now that I think about it. One of the people I was talking to in the league, Dread, he was talking about a Beamtown Bullies deck, and I was just like, yeah, but that's kind of... I mean, I guess with the Leveler, I mean, if it's not an expensive card, I mean, I can't imagine it would be. It's pretty terrible.
It's still better than
pretty terrible. That's what I'm saying. It takes old cards that have been around forever and makes it valuable. Love it.
He's $1.50. That's pretty good. It's just like basically eliminate somebody from the game. That's pretty solid. And the fact that it has haste, like there's no way to interact with it. It's going to happen. It doesn't matter. I mean, there's nothing they can really do about it.
See, got you thinking about it. It's and it's cheap.
And then you got
this is not an expensive card.
And there's this.
They have to remove it from the graveyard, basically, from what I can.
No, you make it your commander. Oh, you're talking about the cards that you're gonna.
I'm talking about the card you need to reanimate.
I wonder if it's still. I guess the card would not exist. Yeah. Well, does it create a copy of it though, or token, or does it?
No, it says target opponent whose turn it is puts target non-legendary creature. Oh yeah, it's non-legendary. From your graveyard onto the battlefield under their control. It gains haste. Goad it at the beginning of the next end step. Exile it. So yeah, I guess you want cards that are terrible, like the Leveler. Can you imagine, like, you're playing against a dude, he mills the Leveler, and you're like, ah, crap. You're like so scared from this crappy ass 5-mana 10/10.
It's fun. Like, how competitive? That's clearly not a CEDH deck.
Right.
It's a trick whammy. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And you were the one complaining about wanting to get your games in by lunchtime, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
This is the guy.
I mean, it could be CEDH. All it takes is playing your commander, tapping it, and then they get this copy, and they're just dead.
Yeah.
It exiles it. It exiles their library. Like, what do? They can counter your commander, I guess, but
yeah. But how many times are you going to be able to counter a dude's commander? He's going to get him out into play at least once or twice. So, and then you play cards like Entomb, and there's a whole bunch of them.
Of course. I played it. The Sephiroth deck that I played had a ton of cards like Entomb and everything, and yeah, Buried Alive. Go get 3 creatures, throw them in the graveyard.
Sure. Like, anyways, it's a I think it's kind of a kitschy sort of deck. It's a one-trick pony sort of thing. And I don't know. I think it's fair. Like, you can interact with it.
You need to have the answer real quick.
Right away. That's it. You got to save your answers when you're coming up against that guy. And it pretty much blows away any type of deck. Like, it gets
I wonder if there's a way to copy and give everybody...
Yes.
Is there a card that gives something... What was it where you get a... I guess
there is one that like... But it
puts a copy of your...
you have in play. It's one you have to have in play. And then you give it to everybody else. So
that's not terrible, because you can play it, and then you can exile everybody else's graveyard or everybody else's library, and they'll lose before you do. So you'll still win.
Well, unless they kill you. Like, but they're goated. Like, well, they wouldn't be goated because they could come attack you with 10/10s. But
well, no, because if it's on your turn and you give everybody a copy,
oh, yeah, you're right.
Everybody moves all their libraries.
Yeah, I think it's a blue card that allows you to like exile a card or sack it. Or you give it. You give a copy to everybody else. Yeah, I was going to do that with Cody. Like, when it came out, that was the one that said you basically give a copy of it to everybody else. Because Cody says you can't play, like, I don't know,
permanents, right?
Non-land permanents or something.
Yeah.
I think the only time you would actually, the only thing that somebody could do is they could make you draw a card before you pass your turn.
Yeah.
And then you'd lose, but Yeah, it's the risk I'm willing to take.
I think those are fun. Like, I don't mind losing to those kind of decks. Because it's not like watching him, you're not just sitting there diddling and watching him play.
No, you're just losing right on the spot if you don't have an answer.
Does that bother you, like, when you lose right on the spot? No.
I guess I should say that's not true. In the most recent Commander decks Commander games I've been playing, as we've been playing over the course of the last 2 years, the decks have been getting more and more combo heavy. And then it gets to the point where, like, I have the one friend that, like, his entire deck is based around playing Walking Ballista and X, like the Heliod guy that gives lifelink, so then it just has an unlimited combo. He just plays 2 cards and wins. And as my other friend explained, he's like, to me, he said, you're more of a battle cruiser player. You want to kind of like grind it out and play like big creatures and swing, as opposed to like some other players are more combo based where they just want to win on the spot immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like just 2-card combos
I think they call that Johnny. Is that a Johnny does that? Not a Johnny, but Johnnies do that.
There's Johnny's, Spikes, and Timmy's.
Yeah. I think that's Johnny's. The comboers are the Johnnies.
Yeah. Johnny combo.
Am I a Spike? I don't know.
The Johnny combos I hate are the ones that, like, I'm going to take 18 turns.
Yeah. I have a Narset deck, and the way it was originally designed was to just get bunches of extra turns, and I had played it that way once, and it was really fucking dumb. And no one had a good time. I didn't enjoy doing it. None of my friends were still my friends at the end of it. So there's definitely something to be said about the experience for the people you're playing against, like Infect and like a bunch of little shit tokens. Meh. I definitely am a fan of the battle cruiser myself. I want to get a 20/20 creature out there and start swinging with it. That shit's fun.
How fun was it to play against my Turgid deck?
Not very.
Right? That's one of those feel bad decks, because I'm still there and you guys are not, and everything you're doing, I'm making you give me. Yeah, like, that's terrible. Yeah. Stealing one other player's cards all game long is another feel bad for that player who's just sitting there watching you play his cards. Infinite turns are another. Well, not infinite turns, but like looped multiple turns where you're watching him take a 30-minute turn is just boring as all hell.
Yeah.
There's a card called Hellcarver Demon.
The ones we're talking about, the leveler, is not. It's like, bang, you're gone. Next
Hellcarver Demon is like spiked crazy recently too.
I don't even mind like those infinite Walking Ballista ones, because at least it's over, right? We don't have to sit there and watch it grind out. Okay, cool, you won. Good deal. Now, if you're playing these and it's constantly like that, where you never win a game, that's a feel bad, and you need to have a rule 0 on that. But that's not what these are. These are kind of quick wins. If you hit your pieces and you get your win con, and you win, I think that's sort of what it's about, rather than the slugfest. Like Battle Cruiser, I see is sort of slugfest. Mm-hmm. The Johnny combos are the miserable combos that you're still having to sit there and watch them do all these multiple steps that it's just like, oh my God, can you dirtle a little more? Nothing's worse than watching somebody take a 30-minute turn and then say, go.
Please win.
Like, just win after like 2 minutes of this combo, or tell me that we can't do anything and you got us all locked out and there's nothing we're going to do for the rest of the game. So you win, and I can just say you win and we shuffle up and play again. So like with this leveler and Beamtown Bullies, I don't think it has those feel bads of the Turgrids or the Armageddon decks where like blow up all your lands.
And then,
there's
so the Hellcarver Demon's kind of like that. He's pretty nutty.
But I think it's better than like it wouldn't feel as bad as playing against like Turgid. I guess I'm gonna say it doesn't feel super salty. It will probably make you a target when you put out is your commander. It's like
without a doubt.
You're probably gonna be a first one off the board unless you're playing a pretty high powered counter or just playing against BVD.
Oh my God! Eater of Days. Skip your next 2 turns.
Yep. Yeah, you could be a huge jerk.
See, you're giggling already because you're talking about donating that shit to somebody else.
There you go. You can skip your next 2 turns. All right. Go get a beer. Go take a shit. You got time.
Check your Facebook.
I'm going to order you your pizza, and then I'm going to eat it for you.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, I mean, that's why I said, so sorry, we kind of got really sidetracked on Beamtown Bullies, but that's what I'm saying. That's the one card that really made me go, you know what? How would this deck play out?
Right.
Interesting card.
Well, hey guys, I've got a spell table game I'm supposed to be getting in on pretty soon, so gonna have to cut this one a little bit short.
Yeah, we're an hour and 24 minutes in. 5.
I
now.
wouldn't say that's short. I think we did good.
I think we did solid.
We covered, I think,
Shit,
everything we wanted
you and
to.
I went on for like 3.5 hours the other week.
Nice.
I want these to end as naturally as possible. I think, unless anybody else has anything else you want to bring up, or we have questions from the audience, because I think we've pretty much talked about relevant topics for this week, given some thoughts on things for you to cogitate on, and I hope everybody has a good week. If we have no other topics to discuss here tonight.
Yeah, I bowled my best game of bowling last week, which was the last week of the league. That was pretty cool.
What,
I got 242, 230 something, and then a 180 something, which is the last game. I got tired. I'm out of shape. I need to get into better shape. I think I would have been able to bowl a 700 series if I would have been in better shape, but so I have one more week of bowling next week, I think. No. Oh no, so next week because it's one of those weeks that have 5 Saturdays in it. So I'll be able to come next week as well. And then the week after that, it will be my last week of bowling, so then I'll have more availability, which will be cool.
Nice. Yeah, I always enjoy having you on. Yeah.
When are we going to start seeing the actual spoilers? Does anybody have that time frame for
what?
Baldur's Gate?
No, I don't think.
I wonder if they're going to show spoilers, of the leaked cards.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they start with just the leaked cards, so it's like
they might as well confirm them.
Too bad, you've already seen these, but this is what
they rearrange everything so we get those ones first. Yeah,
they probably should lead with those. Those are like confirming the leaked cards. It makes the most sense.
Yeah, that would be kind of boring though. People would be like, "Oh man, we've already seen these."
Yeah, just in high definition and without any fingers over them.
I was gonna say with fingers all around,
Shenanigans. But that should be pretty soon, right? Because that's coming out in June.
Yeah, I think it's June 20th. So yeah, less than 2 months.
So yeah, I mean, probably by like Mother's Day, maybe we should start seeing spoilers. I just haven't seen I mean, it's probably out there, but I haven't seen the calendar for that.
Right, me neither. Yeah.
Looks like March 24th is when spoilers are listed. That's what it says. Commander's Battle for Baldur's Gate spoilers March 24th is when they'll start.
That was like over a month ago.
Yeah, or maybe they were talking about these are the spoilers from March 24th.
Maybe those lands are what they were talking about.
I just was reading. They usually
put like a list of like when they're going to have the pre-release events, when they're going to do the spoilers, when they're going to open up Arena. They come out with that. What's it called? Agenda or?
Yeah, I guess we'd be looking for May. Its release date is in June, so yeah, I guess we'd be looking for spoilers within the next few weeks. Oh, previews start May 16th, 2022.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So within about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks here.
Awesome.
So, looking forward to that. I mean, I'm really hyped to see that, but very cautiously optimistic. I think we've already seen most of the juice that we're going to see out of that. Probably 1 or 2 more cards that are going to be good, but nothing comparable to Commander Legends 1. I mean, seriously, think about that.
I mean, the lands they're picking is already really, really good, so I'm pretty happy.
That's the same exact land cycle, except different colors as Commander Legends 1. So nothing over
great.
that. I think it's good. But
it's good, but it's not great.
Actually, it's even better in Commander Legends 1 because Commander Legends 1 is the first printing. So this is just a reprint of Battle Bonds lands. So slightly less because it's the second printing. I don't know, man. It's just if they were riding on Reflecting Pool being the bomb diggity for this, oh boy,
that's a tough one. It's not that great of a card.
It's good, but it's not great.
It's pretty good.
It's
a terrible
good.
First land for.
Yeah, like it can burn you, right? So again,
I mean, aren't those lands like $15 to $20 a piece though?
No,
like Sea of Cloud and all them. Yeah, Sea of Cloud's 18 to 25.
They are now. But you got to look more at like the prices of the Commander Legends ones, like $5 a piece. That's what these are going to be. These are going to be $5 lands.
Yeah.
No way. These are insane dual lands. These are always going to be dual lands on turn
Look
one.
at Commander Legends 1. It's the same thing.
But they're better colors.
What? Better than Simic? Better than Orzhov?
Yeah, blue-white, Azurius.
What's that?
Gruul, Azurius. They're way better. Dimir. Rakdos. These are the signature colors. These are going to be badass. I'm excited. And a new dungeon that potentially might suck because you can only go through it like the specific way. I don't know why they're planning to. If that's truthfully how it is, the way it's worded, I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Like that sucks.
It is.
I think I'm going to make my Beamtown Bullies deck now for the next league.
So again, like I said, I'm concerned, but we're gonna have to wait a couple of weeks to validate this. I'm concerned that it's like a pretty steep fall off from Commander Legends 1. So sort of a double-edged sword there. Like, okay, it'll suck for Commander Legends 2, but it'll make Commander Legends 1 look even better. Like, and it's out of print, and I got a bunch of it, so yay me.
Yeah.
You know, it's I still want to get together with our play group and play Commander Legends 2 just to see how the draft experience is. That's why I bought a case. So, you know, I think that's where the value will lie is, you know, drafting Commander again. It's a super fun experience if you haven't done it. Like, it's just kind of like Jumpstart. You know, play the products the way they were designed, and I think you'll have a very pleasant experience with it.
Well, you're welcome to come over any Thursday. We're always here, 6 p.m.
Happen sooner. Well, you know, Thursday's also when I'm on the round table, so that's kind of a tough night, but it's also Foil Quest night.
You can watch those later.
And it's it's just it's a tough day for me. Thursday is, but yeah, I mean, I do plan on doing that, and I do want to play drafted Commander Legends with people I like. You know, I don't want to buy a box of Commander Legends and play it with rando people that I just want to punch in the throat. So, yeah, I think it'll be good in that respect. Pretty close, because like, you know, I think it'll be a pretty similar type of feel as Commander Legends 1 for playability. For value, not seeing it all.
I'm calling it. It's going to be a great set. It's going to be better than the first.
and on that note, guys, this has been wonderful. I've got to go. I'll catch you next week. Stay safe out there. Take care of your relatives. Hug a friend, and if you can, pet a dog.
Stay safe. Oh, and I found $20.
Stay frosty.